Hi, this is Darwin Bray, and this is my reflection over my student engagement video. The way I got my students engaged was we've been working on shapes, and I thought no better way to maybe create a PowerPoint and have the students come up and be involved in seeing if I made the shapes correctly, naming the certain sides and the vertices and them kind of things. So I thought I did a little bit of a kind of a spin where I made mistakes, having them be involved, being engaged, making sure I did things correctly. So that was the thing I did. I know in the classroom it was hard to see, but I had three different groups of I had one set of three and two sets of two, and they also had their own shape manipulatives that they had on their desk that they were making also the shapes out of, taking triangles and making hexagons out of with them and certain things like that. So not only was I trying to do it speaking to them, but also having them build it in front of them with the tactile shapes and things that way. So the other thing was I was also asking questions, trying to get them involved in thumbs up, thumbs down, just trying to see if they were following along and understanding the shapes. There was kind of a review before we were getting ready to take the test over the shape chapter. So they knew the shapes pretty well and everything that way, but I thought it was a good way to refresh and have the students' engagement. I do this lots of times with the lower class, the kindergarten class. The first grade class I have is a little more wound up. It's hard to sometimes get them to and from the board because they have other things they go get lost on and things. But that's one of the things with student engagement. If you're engaged with them and they're not getting lost and they're engaged into the lesson, they're more apt to want to get back to their seat because they may miss something. Science in first grade is one of them things I've been working with, and student engagements there are great because they want to learn about science, rocks, minerals, and so forth. So that's one of them things. They get to the board and we keep going, and by the time they get back, they what did I miss and things like that. So some of the challenges was maybe the groups not being maybe broken up nicely. I know I was missing one student that day in kindergarten, so maybe it would have been better if more groups of two rather than the one group of three. It seemed like they had a little issue working together and fighting and everything. So I can see using student engagement. I think that's a great way for students to be involved in the lesson. Again, it's another one of them ways for students to use a different intelligence to learning. Not all of them sit there and want to learn auditorially. I know I have one student in kindergarten that is very tactile, wants his fingers on it, wants to touch it. Understanding it has three sides, he wants to touch the three sides. If he had to come to the board and he would have to draw it and count it. So I just feel like it's a very good way to keep the students' attention, keep it flowing, keep it moving. We do this several times, during the half a day that I'm in kindergarten and first grade of, getting up and moving to centers or, science or reading. We actually have certain centers that we go to and work on the different projects during that time. So I just feel like it's just one of them things that student engagement is one of them things you'll work on, knowing when to use it, not to use it, and then also the depth of introduction and things that the students need while you're in student engagement. It just matters what kind of type of kids you may have. Like I said, some of them learn better that way. Some of them don't want to really participate. They'd rather sit and read the textbook and things. But if you get the students engaged, I think they have a tendency to maybe hold on to that information longer and them kind of things. So this is my reflection. Thank you.